So, camber. Camber is the wheel's angle in this upright position relative to the ground. So this is a 0, so in theory this would be a 90-degree angle to the surface. It's not, because the arms here has some camber gain, which is when it's compressed, it moves the tire inward at the top, therefore gaining more camber. We'll get into camber gain. So, camber is the relation between the surface and the upright here. So, what does this mean for your car? Okay, as we talked about in the previous video, it's weight transfer. So, you're going into a corner and the weight is transferred, as you can see here. This is a right-hand turn, so the left wheel will be the one that is compromised. So it's pushed down, receiving all the weight. So as the weight is transferred to the outside wheel, the car leans toward that tire, and with the correct camber angle, the bottom of the outside of the front, it will be referring to this, something to point with, on this outside, just underneath here, will be flat, or as close to flat as it can be. This will maximize the contact patch of the tires with the track, and therefore resulting in the most grip and therefore more steering. So we're racing rubber tires here, so they have a tendency to roll on themselves. These are actually glued in. They're not just taped in, these are glued in. Because I had the problem, because it's a stock class and it's 0 degrees. So this contact patch is not ideal. When it's out here and it's turning, I measured it out. This is actually 0.2 plus, so it's leaning out this way, which is not ideal because it's catching on the edge here. But it's the rules of the box stock class, but it doesn't matter. Which, when it was just taped in, it would vibrate in the front when going for a corner, and that's one of the reasons you can tell that if you have the option to have some more camber, you can tell maybe that's it. But you can go in the other way and have it too much camber. So the way you find out that you have probably too much camber is that the car washes out. So it understeers, which means you apply this amount of steering lock and it would just go straight, or more, not as turn willing as you want it to. So that's probably a bit too much camber. So the effect of increasing camber, like the wheel is more angled, is more steering. The car is more sensitive to your steering inputs. It becomes more sensitive to small adjustments, which can be a hassle on the straightaways. And when you're trying to directional change quite fast. On the other hand, if you decrease the camber, you will have a little less steering, but the car will also be a little less sensitive to steering inputs, so it will not be as nervous. So that was the basic of camber. On to the next video.